Yeah, spaghetti and meatball. Who's pumped for this? If you guys are enjoying this content, don't forget to like this content here. Also, click on the bell. Come on, be a part of the notification. Let me show you how easy it is to make spaghetti and meatball. Don't blink. Things first, you can't have spaghetti and meatball without garlic toast. So I got 1 cup of warm water here, 1 tablespoon of dry yeast. To feed that goodness, we got 1 tablespoon of that sugar. Yeast activated, 2 cups of flour. Get your beautiful clean hand, get right into it, guys. All we're looking for, come on. We all know this is a nice soft dough. Once you got this rolled out, cover this for 1 hour to proof. 1 hour is up, dough is ready, so no flour on the counter. Take your dough scooper outer, best investment ever. Let's form this into a nice baguette. So watch closely, guys. I'm just gonna roll this out into a nice roughly log here. Karate chop this down. Another successful chop, guys. Haters will always hate at this part. I don't know why. Flatten this out. Now roll this into a nice hot dog. Take this, roll this over into our baking sheet here. Take another one right here. My 3rd one right there. Once you got that laid on your baking sheet, all we're gonna do, take our palm of our hand, we're gonna flatten this out. Once you got that nice and flattened out, proof for additional 40 minutes. Nice and proof, all I'm gonna do, take the scissor here. I'm just gonna make some designs on this top here. I have my oven preheated at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. I also have a pan of water there just to help it steam up. I'm gonna throw in my baguettes. Spray a little water on the side there into the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. 10 minutes up, gonna pull up my baguettes. Next, our pasta dough. 2 cups of flour. Make a nice little well. Go in with 3 eggs. Half a teaspoon of salt. Nothing to it, guys. All we're doing now is mixing this all in. So mix, pull in a little flour at a time. Mix, pull in a little flour at a time. Once it gets crumbly like this, guys, all we're gonna do, 1 tablespoon of water at a time. And all we're looking for, guys, come on, we all know this when we're making pasta, is a nice hard dough. Always look for a nice hard dough when you're making pasta. Once you got your dough nice and formed like this, into the fridge for 30 minutes. Let's start on our sauce. So I got 2 tablespoons of olive oil going in, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon of garlic. Get that nice and toasted. 2 cans of tomato puree. Ow, ow. Oh, I hate this part. Ah. All right, turn down the heat. Worst part ever. This is why I hate cooking tomato sauce. Make sure your heat's on low before you add in your tomato puree. 1 heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. Balance its tartness. I'm just gonna go in with 1 tablespoon of sugar. Teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper. And we let that sit for 40 minutes on a low heat. Next, leftover beef from that burger episode, the matzo burger episode. 3 pounds of ground beef here. I'm gonna go in with 1 teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, half a teaspoon of cumin seed, teaspoon of oregano, tablespoon of onion powder, teaspoon of poultry seasoning, tablespoon of Worcester sauce, tablespoon of garlic, 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley, 3 cracked eggs, and a half a cup of breadcrumbs. Take your beautiful clean hand. Get right into it, guys. Mix that very well. Once you got your beef nice and mixed in, all we're gonna do, make meatballs. Simple and easy. So I'm gonna do medium-sized balls. Is that medium-sized balls? Yeah, it's a large-sized ball. Once you got this rolled out, into the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. 30 minutes up, our pasta dough is set. We're gonna flatten this out nice and evenly. Watch closely, guys, again. Flip it over, karate chop this in 4. Another successful chop again. So I'll take one of the squares and roll this out again as flat as possible. Take this piece, roll it through our pasta maker. Like I said before, there's 7 dials. I'm gonna go down slowly or 1 at a time to the 2nd dial. So 6, 3, and 2. So once you got that nice and rolled out to the 2nd dial here, flour this front and back to our spaghetti cutter, and let's make some spaghetti. I don't know what about it, guys, but I love seeing my pasta run through the pasta cutter just like this. Take some flour again, flour it. You don't want this to stick. Twirl into a nice little nest there. I want to say this, guys. If you guys plan on making this, don't feel discouraged, because back in the day, guys, when I first started making pasta, it literally took me half a day to roll out pasta, or this amount of pasta, and I'm serious. It took me a while just to get it down. It's just gonna take a lot of time and practice, guys, to build up that speed. Speed technique. So if it does not come out looking like my pasta here, I want you guys just to go back and look at the steps I did to this and just correct it. Don't be discouraged, guys. Making pasta is very tricky. Simple ingredients, but very tricky when making it. Flour, make a nest, just like that. Pasta complete. Time to put together the best pasta you guys will ever pop in your mouth, I promise you. So I got some water here. 1 tablespoon of salt going in. Got my sauce here, which I'm just gonna heat up in my saucepan. Maybe 1 tablespoon of olive oil in my water too, just to help the pasta not stick. And look at this brat. Waking up right on time, huh, kitty? Huh? How's your sleep? Huh? You always come out right on time, huh? It's such a brat. Take our beautiful fresh pasta, everybody in the pool. I don't care if you can swim. Just get in. Cooking time, 30 to 40 seconds. 34 seconds in, pasta into our sauce. Mix that in. As we wait for that to soak, we got our meatballs down here. I forgot about them. There you go. Come on. Don't stick on me. There you go. Throw our meatballs on. Noodles out first. Then I'll cook the meatballs in the sauce. Got that nice coated onto the sauce. Onto our spaghetti. Take the rest of the sauce there. Dump it on there. Can I get a moment of silence for this, please? Cheese dandruff. Or, like a lot of Italians like to call it, Parmigiano. Or Parmesan, doesn't matter. Or does it? Chopped basil. Lastly, our French baguette. It's not your best looking French baguette, but this will do. Got some garlic butter with some parsley here, which I'm just gonna brush on. Take this, throw it right here. Here it is, guys. Homemade spaghetti and meatball with homemade garlic bread. Well, everything's homemade, guys. Come through. Gotta set this up. So, got some noodles. Got some meatball. More noodles. We gotta eat this fast because these are fresh noodles, guys. These will wilt faster than your preservative noodles. So this, piece of garlic bread. Just a piece. And there it is, guys. This is your plate here. Open your hand. This one's for you. Quick time. Fill yourself up with bread before you get into the pasta. That's how they get you. Quick time. Take the first bite of this. Garlic bread. Let's got it. Nice. I'm pumped. Look how nice and soft that is. Alright. As we chew that. A moment of silence for this, guys. Cheese dandruff. That's beautiful. Alright. Break into my meatball. You know there's gonna be bombs, guys. Everything's homemade. You can't beat homemade. I'm pumped. Like I said before, nothing beats homemade. That is beautiful. That, my friend, is the most beautifulest thing ever. Mm-mm-mm. There was a piece of bone shards in my ground beef there. That's dangerous. I made this recipe before, and I think I improved very well. It's just so simple and good. I still got a lot of meatball left. I think I'm gonna do a meatball sub. Should I do a meatball sub tomorrow? I don't know. It's just amazing. Fresh bread, fresh pasta, fresh meatball. What else to complain about, guys? You know what? Sometimes when I watch people cook, they make it more complicated than it should look like. Does that make sense? Or here's the question, do I make it look more complicated than it is? I don't think I do. I'll tell you how it is and what to look out for. But sometimes when I watch other people cook, it's more complicated than it really is. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Sometimes when I watch people make pastry dough, they make it more complicated than it is. Just pretty much making a short crust pastry, then adding a butter patty to it, right? I don't know. What I'll do different with this recipe, I'll add a little more sugar to the sauce. I should have tasted the sauce before I threw it on, but I added a little more sugar. Reason why the sugar is because the canned tomatoes I use is very tart. Some people always get triggered by it when I throw sugar in it. I'm pretty sure some Italians do throw sugar in their tomatoes because they know that their tomato is a little tart. And that's pretty much the trick of balancing out the tartness. It's an old trick in the book, guys. Some may say, Quang, you overcook the noodles. I say it's perfect. I'll say it's kind of challenging to get al dente when you're making fresh pasta and cooking it. Just because after you finish cooking, you plate it and it's still cooking. So I think that's the part I will have to master. Maybe it's adding a little more, I don't know, something inside of it just to help it stay preservatives. Preservatives, that's what I need. Where can I buy a bottle of preservatives? Throw that on everything. Like this right here. If you guys have eaten fresh pasta and fresh bread before, you gotta eat it right away. If you leave it next day, it's either gonna be mushy or clumpy just because of the preservatives, right? Or there's no preservatives in this. A home cooked meal is always a good meal. It. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Also, don't forget to pick a one-year pop shirts or Food Life's Beautiful Thing. Share, like, share this. Princess Kitty. Princess Kitty. You want some noodle? You noodle head? Yeah. You're so gentle, kitty. Here. Yeah. Let's see your face. Is it all red now? You're so messy, kitty. You're so messy. You little brat. Peace out.